3 standing by.
Red 6 standing by.
Red 9 standing by.
Red 2 standing by.
Red 11 standing by.
Red 5 standing by.
Welcome to another edition of Sarlacc Digest, podcast digesting Star Wars topics over 1,000 years. This is our third episode, being recorded on May 11, 2017. And also, keeping the tradition, we are 217 days away of standing in line for The Last Jedi. I'm Darth Moocher, and speaking of standing in line, I'm joined here with the Fallen Fett once again. Ernie, tell us who's here with us, man.
Hey guys, hello and what's up? Thanks for jumping in line with us today. And in line with us today, we got Darth Dad, we got Bootleg Joe, and we got Fanboy Mike, of course. We're still missing a few here and there, and we'll have more people later on getting in line with us. But thanks for jumping in line with us today. We appreciate it. Man, it's getting so close. Like, I know we say 200 and some odd days, but every day is just getting closer and closer, and I love it.
Yep.
So, guys, pop a squat, get some food, do whatever you got to do, and jump in line with us. And there's a lot of news to go over. Moocher, what do we got in the news?
Speaking of every day that goes by, we get little tidbits here and there, right? So this week we got our pretty much it's a leaked photo of the toy, but it's Kylo Ren Starfighter that was pretty much out there. You guys, what do you think about it? I mean, it's a Starfighter. We know he was in the shuttle transporting back and forth through Force Awakens and everything. So now he's, is he going to be dogfighting? He's going to be a badass in space now?
Well, I was pumped when I saw it because, number one, it's a Starfighter, but it's based off a TIE fighter. Right?
Correct,
It's a
sure.
completely new version of it. And when you think about it, he better be a badass pilot. His whole family, it's in the genes, right? Anakin, Luke, everybody, it's right there in his genes. He should be a badass, and there should be a sweet dogfight going.
Yeah, it's kind of given on that
Right.
that
You would
aspect
hope
of it. So, yeah.
You know what, Chris? I completely agree with you. It looks sweet, too. It has the reminiscent of Vader's. That side wing, how Vader's was totally different, and then it goes like into his own cut. It's like it starts Vader's, and then it ends up being Kylo's at the end, where it splits into two. You know what I mean? And it looks cool.
Oh, he probably did it on purpose. Now that you say
Oh,
that, right?
yeah, absolutely.
For sure.
Well, because
of
other
course.
rumor it is pictures that we've even posted up. If you check us out on Instagram, we got a picture up from the EA, the next, Battlefield 2, right?
Yes.
Where he's wearing a cape.
Yeah, yep.
And so that's supposed to be his cape. And so he just idolizes him so much. I think they want us.
It just makes sense moving forward that he is going to be in the whole getup of Darth Vader. He's using everything about it. Everything about it.
They just really want us to jump on there, and I don't know.
And I think I'm okay with it. Like if he's going to turn into Darth Vader, almost right, not like full on, but like this is his idol. He's going to totally with the look, the attitude, everything. I think I'm okay with that.
I think a lot of fans want the space dogfights.
Oh,
and I'm sure they brought that up to them, and I know that they hear us when we tweet or talk to them, and giving us a dogfight, especially with Kylo Ren, is going to be epic.
Yep. And back to the him turning into Vader thing. If you reading the books, because you know right where I'm at.
Right.
Just about every book talks about all these collectors around the universe, around the galaxy, going for old relics of the Sith or the old Empire.
So he's got an apartment with Sith relics. Like,
yeah, basically, he's got a shed or what have you in the backyard, and he's ready to go.
Well, he called it out in Force Awakens when he says that lightsaber belongs to me.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't just saying it like he wants it. Like, that's mine.
Like he's doing a podcast about collectibles of Darth Vader. Right.
Family. It's in the family. Give that back. That's what it's going.
Right. So, I mean, I think there was another shot there. We did not post it, but it was the same Starfighter, Kylo Ren's, and it was like landed on a planet and had the wings up, which was kind of cool. I remember seeing that. If it was a toy, the second photo, did you see
went
that?
to bed that night and dreamt it. That's all I've seen.
It was landed on a thing, had its wings up like his.
Because
like
this
shuttle.
shot that we got is from the Hot Wheels toy.
Yeah.
Right. So
How they're coming out with a lot of those.
Yeah,
Have you
it's
guys seen those
basically
on the shelves?
No.
They went back. They're really cool. Yep. I just picked up an at my girl got me, and it's the new one from Rogue One. That looks sweet, and these little things, and they come with a little stand showing an insignia. So it'll be Galactic Empire or Rebel Alliance. Yeah. So the other thing is when we see this shot and we can see how it is, I want to know what's his insignia going to be. Yeah. Like, is that going to spoil something for us? You know what I mean? Or is it just going to be a first order symbol?
Right.
Or is it going to be something on his own now?
Yeah, like a Knights of Ren.
Exactly.
We haven't seen anything like that. Do they have a symbol? Do they have something?
Right, exactly.
Right.
I need a new tattoo. I need to know.
Because exactly.
Yeah.
I'm totally with you because in every package it comes with the ship and then it comes with its affiliate symbol in it now. So I saw this and man, I was really hoping for more. that we were going to get like something else, like major to talk about that regular people wouldn't get.
That would be major. Really, it would be.
Well,
real
you know,
major
because
thing.
of that, like I'm so into the toys, and I know that, like, so somebody else who's just seen, oh, this is a Hot Wheels, and passed right by the picture, I was like, dude, that's total talk for us.
It's funny you say regular people. Regular people wouldn't understand a damn thing we say at all.
With the weird
They're
looks.
standing behind us in line, like my husband made me come here. I don't want to be here.
And you hear these geeks up here.
Yeah,
Yeah. And all they do is talk about everything.
Speaking-
for
They've been in
hours
line
on
for
end.
how long?
3
I'm
days.
leaving. I'll come back.
Yeah, right. So everything else. Okay, so like we had the Kylo Ren ship toy leak, and of course, toys are going to be actually that big theme this time because that's going to come out first, of course, of anything. But there was something else that came out for the Han Solo movie now coming out. Chris,
Yeah, you saw the leaked photo, or supposed leaked photo of the Han Solo movie, right? And it looks like it's a desert planet with a
Yeah.
spaceport. So we're assuming at this point it's going to be Tatooine, right? You're not going to bring it. You already have Jakku, and now you got Tatooine. You're not going to bring a third desert planet, I would assume.
I would
Right.
kind of like. I mean, me thinking about it, like, okay, yeah, he was on Tatooine for a reason. I think he spends a lot of time there, of
Right,
course.
he's-
Yeah,
he's
to do
dealing
a
with
third desert planet. Come on.
Too much, and he deals with Jabba. So I'm thinking at
Yes.
this point you're gonna see Jabba in the Han Solo movie again, the smaller version, since New Hope's redone is you see him smaller and moving around.
Right.
You're gonna see that kind of version of him. You'd see Greedo, maybe a little bit of the history of Greedo now that we know they're going there, because obviously they had beef, and Greedo's I've been waiting for this for a long time. And then that's your chance to get a little Fett cameo again, and maybe pop in there and get a little history.
He's
with
going to be
them.
the main bad guy.
And I of course think the last one that will show up, and we'll see that on Tatooine for the first time is Dengar.
Yes.
You know he's Corellian, and
Yeah.
you know they've got beef too.
But if
he's
he
in the
says
old
true
EU,
that, then
if he
we're
says true
walking
that,
out,
like the
right?
book, I'm out.
Okay.
I'm straight out.
We're done.
I
We're
don't
done.
even say true that. So there's no reason Dengar in another galaxy should be saying that.
No, that's not fair. And then that photo that was leaked really kind of made me excited because it was like this abandoned. It wasn't a lot. It didn't look like a spaceport. Just like a very sporadic, outpost. In which I heard that the Han Solo movie was supposed to be a Western. Versus, Rogue One was a war movie. Han Solo's
Just
supposed to
a
be
different
Western.
part of Tatooine.
Either that or it's just going to be isolated. And this is going to be a very isolated Western, gunslinging movie, which is kind of cool. It's going to be a good direction for Han Solo because I think that's in my idea, in my head, that's what he was. He was a gunslinger out there.
When you say that and you say Western, now all of a sudden I don't know why it didn't hit me before, but they talk about Cad Bane a lot, right? Showing
Yeah.
up what Cad
Yeah,
Bane
yeah,
and
yeah.
Han Solo. It'd be cool because Cad Bane is all about
Please,
looking Western.
Yeah. Oh, totally. Clint
That'd be
Eastwood.
sweet.
Yeah. Other news? You guys, anything else about Han Solo? You all seen the photo, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it gets us excited. I just hope that it's real.
Yeah.
It's
Sure.
kind of early.
Look like
and it speculates, but everybody's jumped on it and everything. It's a faraway shot. Hopefully, it is Tatooine. I love what Chris is saying as far as we have so many aspects of bringing in this person, that person. If it is Western, like you're saying, it would be a great idea to see Cad Bane brought to the screen other than just animation on Clone Wars.
Yeah.
And
Right.
he was a great character. He played it.
Right.
It wouldn't be odd. The only thing that I see against that is somebody who doesn't know, who's just into Star Wars and is like, really? That guy has on a hat and a trench coat?
Right.
Sometimes you can even hear the spur
Totally.
hitting in the back. Right.
Totally.
Yeah. So it was awesome. I think that may lose it for some people. But to us fans,
Right.
what we're here for, why we do this, that would be awesome. I really think so.
For a cameo, sure. I'm always like, hey, give me somebody new character because again, like with the books and everything, they rely too much on our existing characters. They'll rely too much on Akbar, they'll rely too much on Dengar and stuff. But let's give me a brand new character. At the same time, yes, I do want to see Cad Bane in it, but I also want to see new characters.
Well, and the books do that really well, where they'll bring in somebody like that, but they'll give them 3 supporting characters that are brand new.
Oh, sure.
At the same time.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
think that doing that in the movie is a great way just to link it. Like Rogue One, just link stuff with Vader and with Tarkin and with Leia at the end. It just linked people into the real world.
So far, I like what Disney's doing with our movies and giving us new stuff, but still nodding us back to what we like.
Right.
With that being said, we can take exactly what Moocher said and what Darth Dad said and bring them together as far as these little nods, these little hints of something else that only we know about, but then people find out later. So like you're saying, the beef with Greedo, like we see him steal something in the movie and all of a sudden it was mentioned that was Greedo's.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
That'd be
Like,
sweet.
yeah, like that. And bringing that up could be our next news bit because we got a mention
Right.
of a name from somewhere,
Yes,
and now
this
it's being
is-
brought up. Good
This
job,
is
Disney.
Kind of
Yeah.
despoiling some theories that we've been talking about.
Well, I think it's going to totally kill Fallen Fett's theory about him saying Del Toro saying anything in that trailer.
Okay,
about
so
the Jedi must end.
Del Toro,
right?
Benicio Del Toro's character's
Free
name
popcorn.
was leaked.
It's supposedly supposed to be Gannis Duquesne, and if you remember from The Force Awakens, Duquesne is the one that originally stole the Falcon from
Correct.
Han.
Correct.
And then Clunk stole it from him, and then Han just stole it back.
It is saying in Force Awakens, yes,
Yes.
he has his name. So now here's where the theories start. Okay, so we just know that Del Toro is labeled on the casting card as DJ. So this even still fits, except for the J, though. But the Duquesne name fits.
Yep.
So this jumps back to me and Chris's, though, where we are hoping that he's Ezra.
Right.
I'm still on it, though. Because in Rebels, Ezra uses everybody else's name.
Oh, he does. You're right. He's been
So-
Jabba. He's been Lando.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're right.
So if he's grown up to hide and still using other people's names, this is only my thought. I got super excited, and I didn't hear anybody bring this up. I was waiting for you guys to hear the show. Now hear me out. Me and Chris love the idea if that is Ezra. Just because of how much we love Rebels, how much it would bring, it adapt a lot more to the story. It really would.
sure.
So hearing that he was DJ, I couldn't figure anything out, right?
Right.
Now they're saying that, okay, it's Duquesne, and he's the one who got it, stole it from Han. So, if that's true, he's been keeping up with our characters. He's followed Han, maybe as a watchful eye. He had to steal it for some reason, which in the show he does steal stuff,
all the time.
and he has stolen rides. He has stolen ships. That still plays to his character. What if he was showing love to his mentor who died, Kanan? And what's his last name?
Kanan Jarrus or Caleb Doom?
No, Kanan Jarrus. Still with the J.
J.
Oh,
So
gotcha,
what
okay.
if he's Duquesne Jarrus?
Ah,
Interesting.
this is where we plug in that chalkboard with all those.
Exactly.
Just trying to explain theory.
Because it could still be Ezra using a name Duquesne made up, but he's still showing respect to his master, Jarrus, by having DJ.
Right.
Which all his casting stuff, that's what he's under.
He is under DJ. Well, and again, the character's only been mentioned in really the movie as Duquesne, even though they come out and say it's Gannis Duquesne, which would be the GD. But yeah, I mean, obviously we can't debunk anything until we see it, right? I dig it.
Sure.
Because I still want Ezra to be Snoke, just like you said.
Well, yeah.
To back up the Fallen Fed, he is in contact with Lando. I mean that's a part of the whole thing. I mean Lando being in contact with,
He does know him, yeah.
so it's not too far fetched.
I guess we'll have to see what happens in Rebels and see if they ever take him down a dark path or take him out. You know.
Well, you know they
I would love to see that Rebels ends. This is our last
season
of
yeah.
Rebels.
Yeah.
I would love to see that it ends with him going off with Sabine. We don't know. We can make up whatever we want. Like, I hope it doesn't close.
Well, actually, after reading a couple of the books, now the Aftermath book, I hope they go out into the unknown regions. Like that's where Ezra has to go to hide or something. Him and Ahsoka, or something, the unknown regions where that's
Exactly.
what happens later in the Aftermath series. Is that's where they find this powerful being.
Do you see what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
So it would be great that it doesn't end for us. They're just off. Ahsoka, Sabine, and Ezra, and they're just like leave. You know what I mean? And that's how it ends. Kind of how she just walked away when
Yeah.
we saw Ahsoka just walk away.
Yeah.
Now she popped up here. Tell me it would not be badass to see 8 training and in a cave in the background you just see Luke talking to a shadow figure and you could see the shadow of Ahsoka.
Yeah, that'd be. Yes.
Wow.
You know what I mean? They
He's
just
gonna be
they're
surrounded
just-
by ghosts. He's gonna be going nuts. I'm sure you're gonna see Yoda, Obi-Wan, Qui-Gon.
Yeah, but
and
just like
Anakin.
that though, it's not mentioned.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure we'll hear dialogue from Obi-Wan, Yoda,
Yeah,
and everyone. You see what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
at one point, when Rey walks by, like he's like talking just to a figure, and we know that that's Ahsoka. Like,
That would be awesome.
oh my god.
Well,
Man.
I mean, I can't. I remember I heard
Hey,
a
but look, you're here.
theory. Hey, salutations. How's it going, guys? I can't remember if it was one of you guys or somebody, but I remember hearing a theory that it would be cool or it would be crazy if Ahsoka was one of the members of the Knights of Ren.
I think we might have mentioned that just in our messages around.
I think we did kind of put
But
it
I
out
remember
there.
I
don't know
heard-
who did.
I
And I
heard-
believe I
I-
bitch slapped somebody for it.
I heard it again. I heard it again.
Stop
too,
yourself.
on another a YouTube video. I can't remember who it was, but they had mentioned that since Ahsoka was never really Jedi, dark side, she was mainly in the middle. That somehow, some way, she gets sucked into this whole mess, and like Ernie said, she gets trained by Luke, and then just gets sucked into that whole mess with Kylo Ren. And maybe she is one of the.
See, now I got to take all these theories back and start marinating it, over the whole week, because that's just.
I would have a tough time with it only because he's going to be almost 3 times as old as Ahsoka, training Ahsoka, who's had training from his dad.
But she's, as her race,
and then her following Kylo would be another thing. I wouldn't be able to. She would follow the grandson of Anakin, who turned to Vader, and he's gone back. I just couldn't see.
Sure.
It.
Maybe it's too much of a forceful tie-in.
That's forced.
Yeah,
it's forced.
I think so.
Ahsoka, I don't think you can turn everybody, and I think turning Ahsoka would.
Well, but then again, you had Ahsoka, who had that real strong emotional contact with Anakin, and
did.
so
definitely. But that might be even proven to her that she, more resolve enough not to go to dark side is because she had that connection. I don't know.
She could be the huge link that we're not seeing that could actually turn Luke to realize what needs to happen. She's the one with the white lightsabers now. She's the one in the middle. She's like the Bendu type of thing.
Exactly.
She knows she's the balance. So if she knows that and how to do that, maybe she's the one that told Luke and pointed her in the direction of these parchments and papers. And,
Sure.
And that's what I'm saying
down
is where we
journal.
just get just a real quick preview of it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
whoa, it
Yeah.
was Ahsoka, because of just how she felt and did. Yeah. I can also pick up on Bootleg's theory, though, because the only way that I see that happening, I know what you're saying, Chris, but the only way that I could see that happening is how much emotionally she was attached to Anakin. Like, she feels like she would have to protect his grandson.
Right.
You know what I mean? It was just, no matter what she had to do, in her head, I'm just here to protect him.
Okay,
I'm just here
I
to
could
protect
see
him.
This part, then, if we're going to turn Ahsoka, okay, there are plenty of Force wielders out there in the galaxy. They're the middle, right? At this point, we're figuring that out, and it's kind of going through all the books, comics, the animation, all this. What if that all of a sudden it's like the Wizard of Oz thing, and they're all controlling this Snoke character? Snoke is just a character, but there's like 6 or 7 of these people in the background, Ahsoka being one of them, controlling it and doing this and basically going to start trying to rule the galaxy as their first order. And this has been the long game, as mentioned in all these books. This is 30-something years, and it's been planned since Jakku, which was right after the Battle of Endor.
Right.
This has been going on the whole
contingency
time. Actually,
plan.
it's been longer. The contingency has been before that, and the
Right.
Emperor made the contingency plan well before that. So this is years upon years going on.
Yeah.
So, I mean, this could be part of it.
Oh, there's definitely, and we're going to get into Chris's review of Aftermath later on in the show, and especially online and everything. Is there is a great Emperor Palpatine's overall plan moving and it kind of puts everything in perspective from the movies to the books and everything. That's why watching Rebels, Clone Wars, reading the books and comics is so important to the grand scheme. You got to, just to get fully immersed in it, you should get into it. And I have been catching up, guys, so you can't give me that much slack. I have been catching up. I bought seasons 1 and 2 of Rebels to go, because I've already seen them, and I'm waiting for 3 to come out, and I'm gonna. Don't worry,
I finally
I'm
watched
there,
episode 1 for the first time.
guys. No, you didn't.
Just kidding.
And I have in my Amazon coming in. I had the Darth Vader comic books coming in also. So I'm there. I'm there.
There's a lot coming out this year.
There's-
I mean,
and I've gotta catch up,
There's
like-
a lot of pre-orders I have.
Yeah, and I can't wait because that timeline is really cool, and it's really gonna be cool to see it grow and where we go from there. And that can take us into what Disney has not announced, but Disney's convention, their D23 convention in July. Okay. It's rumored that they were going to announce that this wasn't anything official, but it was rumored that they were going to announce a few things. One was a new trailer of the episode 8 trailer,
Right.
The new one. They're going to release it there, but majorly they're going to announce the next movie spin-off or character movie, not an episodic movie, a movie they have never even seen before.
Let's go into both, Moocher. I like both. I like both ideas. I mean, as far as going to what you're talking about,
the movie, the next movie,
right?
I cannot wait to hear what their next movie. Because I mean, My opinion is if they're gonna announce like the rumored Obi-Wan movie, I don't know. I want something else.
There are 6 things they're talking about, right? If you read all the rumors, there are 6 different. Ahsoka's one of them, and you see Rosario Dawson is really petitioning to be in an Ahsoka movie. You got Obi-Wan, you got a Boba Fett, you got a Jabba. You got like a Godfather type style with Jabba, which actually at first I wasn't too sure about, but after thinking about a Godfather style Jabba, I'm reading the books and how much the Hutts are involved.
The Hutts are everywhere. And
they are.
Yeah, even in the
Black
old
Sun, everything, right?
A Hut standalone?
Yoda.
Is that what you said?
What's that?
A Hut standalone? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Maybe like a Star Wars
style.
crime movie.
So it would be the Hutts versus the Black Sun versus all this stuff.
The crime
so you have
syndicate.
that, Yoda, and Vader. They're all rumored to be possible tie-ins. But now, mind you, most of them are legacy characters besides Ahsoka. And kind of to
perfect
follow Fett's
opportunity
point,
to bring
right?
somebody in, man.
To Ernie's point, though, that would be good for us.
Yes.
Right? And like seeing her in the background, she's so off because of Rebels and Clone Wars and stuff. Would everybody know who that is and go see an Ahsoka movie? I would, but
What they're not afraid of doing is going off and telling the Rogue One was not a canon movie type until they wrote it in and say, hey, Kathleen, what do you think of this? And she was all in. They're not afraid to go off and go ahead and do that. So I could see them completely doing a standalone with Jabba
and they just say they want to get
doing
away
that
from,
whole thing, right?
What
Legacy.
would be great with that standalone for Jabba would be seeing it through the eyes of Salacious Crumb, dude. like on Goodfellas, how he just comes up, dude, and just says, as far as I can remember, I've always wanted to be a gangster.
Yeah, that
And
is
then
great.
it just goes on to this whole thing about how he got involved with Jabba, dude. That'd be epic.
So they just ran away from home, joined up with Jabba.
You know what, Chris? Chris brought it up in kind of like, you know what? I really want to see that now. A crime syndicate, Godfather-esque type Star Wars movie with Black Sun, the Hutt Cartel, you name it, and you can intertwine our characters here and there, like Han Solo, perfect. 'cause he's in
Narrated by
that-
Salacious.
He's in that world.
Definitely, Darth Dad 77 nailed it, because just thinking now how we said, okay, Rogue One war movie, Western for Han Solo, crime syndicate movie, with the Hutts, and they are everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, they're mentioned in Rebels, they're mentioned in Clone Wars, in books, so they're already out there to everybody.
Yep.
So that would just be awesome. Now, as far as our timeline goes, isn't Jabba the last one?
No, there's plenty. There's some in Aftermath. They're all over the place.
So still after.
Oh, he's not the
Jedi.
last Hutt.
Yeah,
No,
Well, they even mentioned
lost
him
the
in
name of
Bloodlines,
Aftermath.
don't
They
they?
have one, a skinnier, faster one.
Oh, really? See, I thought he was the
lost his name
last
off the top of my
one.
head.
It started with an N.
Yeah.
Well, don't they mention him in
You're gonna make me
Bloodlines
say Negan
too?
now, and it's gonna screw me up.
Nero.
Nero is in Clone Wars.
Oh,
Finding
Nero was in
Nemo
Clone
was
Wars?
Pixar.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's another Disney movie.
Thank you.
Well, we'll figure it out later. But there's one in Aftermath. There's one in was there one in Bloodline?
Yeah,
They-
there is one in Bloodlines, because that's the whole reason why they sent Princess Leia out to go and. Remember in the beginning of the book,
Is that what it was?
Yeah, they had her go and try and fix that or something like that.
I've gone through so many books recently. It's hard to put. It's like a big timeline. It's
The
hard to
Hutts-
start separating them.
Yeah, they're no joke. The Outer Rim, they're involved in everything. I mean, honestly, they can really get away with telling that kind of a story from
That'd be
that
fantastic.
gangster style point of view. Honestly, it'd be so
And I
dope.
heard that John Knowles, who actually wrote Rogue One and the treatment and gave it to Kathleen Kennedy, has 75% complete with another edition type movie that he wants to pitch. And Rogue One wasn't a plan of Disney's, and Fanboy was right. It was something. It was more like an experiment. They were like, okay, we have this plan, but you brought us Rogue One. All right, it's on paper it sounds great. Let's try to see how this goes. And it ended up, everybody who saw the making of on the DVDs was it started as a side project and it developed into Rogue One, which was to me so far excellent. Like,
they before they got the backing, they actually just started writing, drawing. They had all this stuff that was like, hey, can we just do anything for it? And they said, yeah, let's go and get started before they even got the backing of it to the go ahead to even start the movie.
Well, either way, Martin Scorsese has to do the Hutt movie, dude. He has to.
man,
But wasn't there a rumor that Guillermo del Toro was wanting to pitch a Jabba movie a while back? It's something
Did
like
you
that.
guys see
It was
that?
almost similar to a gangster style. It has to be with Jabba.
It's always comes up when everybody's a fan of Star Wars.
Yeah.
So you have all these directors who, even at that time, if it wasn't cool to nerd out and say you like Star Wars, will throw it out there just like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I think they're scared to jump into the episodes, some of them. the big
Exactly.
names.
But if you could do a side movie like
Yeah.
this, and yes, you're absolutely right,
So in
Moocher,
that-
with Rogue
yeah.
One, is that seeing that it worked
Right.
and we have a side movie, still under the Star Wars name, but a total side movie.
Yeah.
And then we tie it in at the end. We
Yeah.
had no Jedis, nothing to do. It was war movie, new characters, gave us little nods to other people. We can do that all day. Like
Yeah.
a Jabba-esque, like maybe one of the jobs ends up, if you hear it right, one of the jobs done that Jabba had done has to do with something like against Luke or something. Like, just knowing just a little,
Yeah,
just a little
It
side
always has
treat.
to. I mean, to me, it would be fun. Just all these movies that the Disney's going to be putting out, tie it into to our grand timeline, and everything. Like Luke's mention of this, or Han's this and that. No, that's. I think those are the movies that I want to see more. I don't know if I'm really sold on an individual storyline until we get one. Again, Han Solo is going to be the test of taking a character, giving him backstory, because now you're going to start finding everything out, and you're just going to start plugging things out or in the timeline of his life. For example, if they give us a Yoda movie and they said, "Oh, we're going to do a Yoda movie," I don't know if anybody here wants to see a Yoda. origin.
fanboy 5.
Fanboy Mike 1. So my question to you, Mike, is this: like, Yoda is very mysterious. We don't know his race. We don't know where he come from. We don't even know if there's more except for Yaddle, right? In Phantom Menace.
And that kind of killed it.
Yeah. So, but that was kind of killed real fast, though.
And how he runs after he loses his saber.
Right. So, but plugging those information. So knowing going back 900 years of him trained, do you want to see origin stories and kill the mystery?
I just
of
do.
Yoda?
I want to give more depth. I mean, you get it with the books with Tarkin. You get it with Thrawn. I mean, it just gives you more. It gives you more character depth.
Those
you
are more
get to realize
simplistic
that. Yeah.
characters. Now, like I said, Yoda being like probably one of the main character that I'm concerned about is like killing the mystery of it.
Yeah.
I don't want to kill it, but I do want him intertwined in these movies. I just don't want the. I don't want the.
I mean, I want to see the Federation destroy all of the Yodans.
Yoda-Winians.
I'm just and then at one point he's at a fork in the road and he's got to go. He's got to go in a direction, right? He's got to go in a direction. So it's either I can run. Or I can learn how to be a Jedi or do something about this against.
So you're
the
on board
Sith.
with seeing a Yoda origin story, but you don't want to see him like with his parents and
No,
and
don't go that far
going
back.
to-
Don't
Yoda
give us
going to
another
high
Anakin.
school, going
Don't
to-
give us another Anakin.
That's kind of the thing. There is. We've seen trainings. We've seen trainings go right, trainings go wrong. I don't know if I want to see it, but I could see some Yoda in action. Now, if they go back and do some kind of not Knights of the Old Republic, because that's too far back, right, to be Yoda-ish.
Well,
but if you go back into another
yeah.
war, or even it was the they go back. Well, shit, man, the Mandalorian War went. But you could throw him back into some kind of big battle again.
Thousands of years before.
I'm
New
just
Hope,
not
so.
sure. And if they do go back to like his home planet, and they're all named with a Y, and it's Yoda and
Yoda,
Yaddle,
Yaddle.
and Yuppie and Yippee and
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think
I
I'd
swear to
rather-
God, they better have yogurt.
Yogurt.
Yogurt better go by, dude. Yogurt better go by at some point.
selling shit off a cart.
Yeah.
that
Right,
would be
just
my.
selling little foam fingers.
Yeah, there
That would
better
be my
be
only,
yogurt.
Yeah, my only stipulation is if you're going to do a Yoda movie, have yogurt in there
And
as
he,
the
he
old
owns,
golden
and
cousin.
he
there.
owns the only
Yeah,
liquor store in
because
Yoda's.
like Yoda rolls his eyes. He shows up. Then you see the family, and he's just rolling his
yogurt.
eyes at yogurt.
It's
This asshole.
There goes Christmas.
Hide
Yeah.
the kids.
Like the kids. So again, those are like the character-driven stories, and again, Disney's going to test us on Han Solo, which I'm very excited to see.
Give me one though. Just give me one. Don't give me multiple.
Han Solo would be the one to give, right? I mean,
No,
you would
but
think,
that's
right?
what I'm saying. Just one.
Yeah.
That's all we need is just one. I don't want a
Well,
multiple.
You know they're
of,
gonna. Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait for that next Han Solo movie to come
Oh,
out.
right,
Oh, yes.
right.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, don't make it a trilogy. I'm
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or even another one.
Yeah.
We have our one. It has to do with something. We get a little bit more known about Han. It fit in perfect. Okay, good. And so then we can roll on after that.
Correct.
Now,
it's like after that, it's like there's nothing else to say. That's just that's it.
And I'm saying this because of Rogue One. They all died. We got the story.
Yeah, there's no
we
Rogue
loved the
2.
characters. We knew. We all have speculations. Did she have some type of force powers? Did she?
Read
That's
the
all
book.
speculation. But that's all we know. She's
It's
dead.
kind of talked about.
You
in
guys
Catalyst,
are
though.
going to read Catalyst next, right? So
it's
I
kinda
mean,
talked
that's
about in Catalyst.
there is some force.
Okay, so
things
the
going
more
on.
of
Not
the
Jedi,
books.
but there's
some
mom
force
has a
abilities.
connection.
Right, exactly, and that's what we know, and she was wearing the necklace, and we get that. But that's all we get. So there it is. There's our one movie. Do you see what I'm saying? So we get that with Han. If we do get a Yoda one, then why not give us a story? And guess who he's training? Dooku.
Oh, it'd be all right. It'd be a Dooku movie, basically, to me.
Well, no, I'm
Almost,
saying
right?
as
But yeah.
it's a Yoda movie, but in the background we see a kid who's Dooku, who's being
Yeah.
trained by him and that's all we. Do you see what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
you can see him. You can see.
So we know the
Yeah.
timeline. Do you get what I'm saying?
Get a teenage Dooku and a young Qui-Gon.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
and
he-
Qui-Gon
he
acting
trained
so
Qui-Gon too, right?
rebellious of, I don't know why we have to do this. Just
Yeah.
little nods. That's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
a Yoda story based around something, and we
Yeah,
know
or
in the
always-
background that his apprentice
I like
right
it.
now.
Either that, or he's always like questioning why Master Yoda,
And then getting
why must
mad
you do this,
and
why?
writing in his little journal
Yeah,
that
just
we're going to see in 8.
He's all jotting
Yoda's
down
little
notes.
journal.
No, Qui-Gon.
Oh, Qui-Gon's, yeah, absolutely.
He's going to learn everything from Qui-Gon's journal.
Not a diary.
No, not a
notes.
diary.
So Chris, it's not Journal of the Wills, it's Journals of the Qui-Gon.
Yes. There are journals that's there too. But he learned everything from Qui-Gon's. It broke it down. It's like a little journal of the wheels for dummies.
I just want character development of him. I want to see that go through. Like give it real gritty look. Give it times where he's got to go right or left.
Qui-Gon?
No, Yoda.
Oh, Yoda.
Yoda,
I thought-
and then you
I
if you
lost
got to if you got to jump forward and he meets Dooku and he's gonna do the thing and then Qui-Gon Jinn, yeah, okay, throw those things because those are specific nods that we as fans would love to see. So give it a real gritty look, not so like the look of Rogue One, not a Disney type of look, like really deep into character development.
And I know Bootleg's going to kick me for this. I'm good with any of these movies. I don't want a Vader movie. I've had enough Vader movies. Not that I've had enough Vader. I
you
love
going,
Vader.
Bootleg?
I've got a Vader
left. He
tattoo.
left.
I got Vader all over my house. I've got Vader in books. I got Vader in comics. I got Vader everywhere. I don't want to ruin Vader. I don't want to
Joey's out.
I don't want to overdo it on Vader and kill him. I love him where he's at.
Well, allow me to retort.
Right.
Go ahead and retort.
Go ahead.
Okay.
We're all ears.
We ordered tortas?
Here's the reason why I want that Vader standalone, because there's a lot of things that weren't seen. Like, we have the comic. The comic book is a perfect example of ways we've seen Vader in certain situations, like how he found out Luke was his son, how the Emperor was always constantly, trying to kill him, but at the same time trying to test him. Just like there's just so many things that we haven't seen of Vader yet that I want to see on film. I want to see on action. I want to see.
You're getting it in the comic books.
I want to
It's-
see.
you wanted
Yeah.
it in-
Not only that, I want to see him hunting the Jedi down and just
That would be the only movie they could
killing.
make
Yeah.
if him hunting down the after Order 66.
like like. Not that I'm against a Yoda movie, but what in Yoda's past, what exactly has came out to say like, yeah, that deserves a movie. There's so
They've
much.
been gone for a millennium.
Yeah, there's so much that happened in Vader's past that we
Yeah.
haven't seen yet that we should see. That I want to see.
Would you guys want to see a Palpatine movie and
Palpatine,
a
I would.
Plagueis?
I think I would. Oh, Plagueis
Oh, I
movie,
would love it.
hands
Yes.
down, yes.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying, with
Yes.
with Palpatine.
Absolutely,
I'd love to
100%.
see how that all went down.
100%, I agree with you.
Would we start at Plagueis, then go to Palpatine? Because can you go that far back and then if you only saw the movies, you know Plagueis, so you can actually go back that far and then roll right into him.
Yeah,
but
it would
hopefully it wouldn't be too political.
Since
It
they're
would-
doing it, they're all political. But since they're
Plagueis
doing the
movie.
Han over a decade span, right? I mean, you could do just like the book that we know is not canon. Don't get me wrong, I know canon. But if they did something like that and span where Plagueis was getting into to get Sidious, right? And then they start to they find Maul and go. I mean, that whole way would be something to be seen. I'd rather see that than a Vader at this point, because again, I love Vader. I just don't want to saturate the whole entire galaxy with Vader.
I would think that why I said that is because we would need that movie first, then get into a Vader
Yeah,
movie.
I can
Then
see
we
it.
could see a Vader movie, because the Plagueis dropped
Yeah.
hints of knowing Anakin,
Yeah.
knowing that we have to find him and why, and then so we have our 1, 2, and 3, which is our Anakin story.
Yeah.
But then we can get Joey's Vader movie because of how much Plagueis and Palpatine had mentioned.
Well, if we get that Plagueis movie, then we'll see the Plagueis, Palpatine, and Shmi threesome.
Well, maybe not, but maybe on Cinemax. We might. It's probably going to be on Skinemax.
After
There's your
9.
rated R movie you wanted
Yeah.
there.
Good
Joey.
God.
We'll have to go to somebody's house because I don't have Skinemax. I only have where it turns green, and if they only freeze, then you might see a booby.
We need rabbit ears, guys.
Yeah. You know, the screen shook and then it turned green. If they froze long
Rise,
enough, you
is
might
that
see a
an
boobie.
elbow or a-
Yeah, and you didn't
Nope,
know.
when it comes to tit.
Yeah,
Rise
You
of the
don't care what it is.
midichlorian.
Yeah, you really didn't care. But then
my
you never
God.
knew what you had to say because the volume had to be turned down.
Right. No, I think hands down, I would love a Plagueis movie, especially going into if we've talked about this before, but the whole conversation of Anakin and Palpatine in the opera about the learning when he first introduced Plagueis and how he manipulated the midichlorians to create life. So maybe that can we'll have to see what they announce, because that can be an interesting chosen one theory
That gives.
goes into that.
Go ahead, Joey.
I'll say this: I want a Vader movie, and I want it really bad, but I don't think Disney can deliver the Vader movie that I want.
That
Right,
you want,
right.
Yeah, you
I
want
agree.
The flat out violent.
That might be what I'm scared of too.
Not only the violent, but the storytelling part of it.
Who do
Yeah.
you want to direct your Vader movie? Because I can tell you
Who
right
would
now
I
who I
want?
know.
Honestly, dude,
You say Martin Scorsese again?
yeah, because Martin Scorsese knows how to tell a vicious movie like that, dude.
Give us a Quentin Tarantino Vader.
Yeah, Quentin Tarantino, dude.
My
You
God.
know what? That
Dude,
totally
give
slipped my
us
mind.
Give us a
Yeah.
Quentin Tarantino Vader.
That shit will be bad. Hey, it'll start from the end and end in the beginning.
Right.
And but you know what?
Yeah, I think it's a
yeah.
John Hughes movie for sure.
You want John Hughes?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Vader at prom.
Yeah,
right there.
music all throughout.
Wasn't that episode 2?
that was episode.
I
A
just
cantina
couldn't.
band.
that was
A
John
cantina band follows them around all
I
the
just
time.
couldn't.
It's in the background.
I just couldn't trust. I couldn't trust Disney to do the Vader movie that needs to be done.
Okay.
couldn't do it.
I-
Shots fired.
Whereas I don't think Vader needs to be done. I think they showed in Rogue One they could do it.
Yeah, and I
do.
I agree.
They
I
could.
agree.
Yeah.
They could.
Because
But
everybody bashes Disney. I don't. I think Disney's
No, I want
phenomenal.
Hamburger Hill almost like Vader was vicious. They're calling they would say he was one of the vicious ones out there, the Sith Lords out there. I mean, vicious. Like they didn't give us any blood. Yes, they gave us a little bit of slicing and dicing and all that jazz, but it doesn't have to be bloody. But
Yes,
really,
it does.
It'll
It has
in
to
the
be
sense
bloody.
of-
It cauterizes anyway. It's not going to be bloody.
I mean, dude, I want to see what I mean. Like again, I'll go back to a year ago, 2 years ago, when we first heard about the Vader massacre on Rogue One. That's what needs to be shown, dude. Is that especially in the comic book when Vader was in the midst of all them rebels and they're all saying, "Okay, give it up, dude. You're surrounded," and he's like, "I'm surrounded by nothing but fear and dead men," and he just massacres all of them. That's what I'm talking about. Where I want to see. I want to see the massacres. I want to see.
I want to confirm that it happened.
And then, and not only that, dude, I want to see the parts where Vader's in his chamber, dwelling on what he just did. Because no matter what, no matter how much darkness Vader dwelled in, and no matter how much lives he took, he had to went back in that chamber and had some at least an ounce of remorse. Like, what the hell did I just do?
He comes back once in a while and get a feeling of Padme, and you can see that he has light in him still during the comics and some of the stories. Old EU, he had to stay in the dark side or he'd be in so much pain he couldn't. Remember,
Right.
He couldn't survive. In that chamber, he'd sit there and he'd get calm. In the one in the Star Destroyer,
Yes.
the round one.
Yes,
he'd go in
absolutely.
there and he'd calm down. As he calmed down, he was no longer in pain. He'd go to the light side and dwell on. Start thinking about Padme. Then he would be out of the light, and then he'd start dying. So he had to be back in the dark to live,
Yeah.
type of thing. That's
Yeah.
not the story where we're at now. It's probably something close, but
Correct.
That's
I mean,
that's only old EU. Yes.
well, that's interesting. But your concern is you don't ever think Disney's ever going to make that happen. In the way, because Disney's controlling the way they are PR and the way they
It's
are
Disney.
very PG-13.
Again, Disney is. They're how do you say it? They're
very PR.
They're very
The Lion, the Witch, and the
they're
Wardrobe.
They're very children directed. Okay, they gotta watch their image because Mickey Mouse and all that stuff. The majority of the kids think the whole thing with the young crowd, and I think they're too scared to make a movie like that. So
I don't know, Bootleg. I think I disagree. Somebody needs to go get me some popcorn because we're in this line deep now. I agree with Chris. I think Disney has done a phenomenal job. I think, yes, what you're talking about could be past Disney. That was in the past Disney. And with Rogue One and everything they're giving us now, like listening to the fans and getting all these new directors. If you look at all the old Disney stuff, it was always the same people. Same people in the movie,
Right.
same people directing. And now we're past that. I think they're doing it a good job. They're doing it okay. If Disney wants to sponsor us, give us a call. We're fully on board. But me and Chris agree that they're doing good. I mean, they've done good so far.
No, I'm not saying they're not doing. I'm not saying they're not doing a bad job. It's like what me and Mooch were talking about the other night, where I was like, I like what you're doing,
Right.
but I'm not. I got that eye. That eye on you. Like, I'm not getting my hopes up.
Right. No,
I'm not getting my hopes up because
I
it's
definitely
like,
hear you.
I think we're always going to have that
Okay,
eye.
Rogue
Yeah.
One.
Yeah.
Okay, Rogue One. That's obviously the pass. That's obviously the pass that I'm going to give them, because that was a great movie, and that was, in my opinion, the best Star Wars movie that I've seen, because it was how do you say it? It was outside that Star Wars box that we haven't seen. You know what I mean? It was more, but there was more violence. There was more war.
Right.
There was more. There was more. So that's the exception to the rule. So as far as, yeah, I want a Vader movie, but in my opinion, I don't trust Disney with it. So I would rather them not do it.
Now, with
I
that
agree.
said, now we got Lucasfilm and Disney, which and Star Wars in general is pretty much for not for kids, but it's toned
always
down.
been for kids.
Well, I don't know if it's for kids, but it's made so kids can.
Let me
see
say
it.
this:
Kids
Star
can
Wars
see
has
it.
always been, from day one, 40 years ago, a PG audience.
Yeah.
Always.
To
no
George.
matter-
That's
to
George's
and
answer.
that's what
Yeah.
we fell in
Yes.
love with, and that's what we grew up with. Now, I agree with Joey. I really want to see just everything there is about Star Wars, and I think I agree with him with, I don't think Disney can deliver a rated R,
No.
Deadpool-esque type Star Wars movie. But the question remains, though,
Just
Joey.
thought of Vader right
Yeah,
now.
Joey
'cause
wants to
there's-
see that, but I don't
Choke
know
on
if
this
I
bitch.
want to see a rated R Star Wars.
I'm not
movie.
asking for a movie that has a a Star Wars movie that drops F-bombs and cusses and like that. I'm just saying I want a Star Wars. I want that
violence.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, the majority of the fans that are listening right now are saying the same thing. They want that all out.
To see the
violent
true
Star-
darkness of the
they
dark
want
side.
that. They want that violent Star Wars movie.
I think that's where you have to see it on the screen and to make the money they want to make. You really can't go.
That's probably
that
why the comics, they
far.
go, here, just
That's
do
exactly
it.
what I was going to
I
say.
can almost
they give it to
guarantee
you
you.
in the comics. They give
Yeah.
it to you in the books, and you get in there. I mean, you read these books. I mean, there's humping and thumping all over the place. You've got sex. You've got multiple things. You've got death and horrible.
In a
horrible
drawing,
dismemberments.
Darth, that I'm with you. In a drawing, that's fine. But when it becomes real to the movie, like when you actually see it on through the movie, now you're taking a whole new aspect at it. It's okay to think about those things with comics. You can see decapitations, you can see a saber running through somebody, but to actually see that go through, it's like, okay, well then. I'm with Joey on the idea of, you better tell Darth Vader the way he needs to be told. Yes, they did a great job in Rogue One. I'd like to see some more if they can pull that off. How Disney? I don't have faith in Disney giving us the Darth Vader that we as fans would want. Now, that doesn't mean anything about them hitting the 10-year-olds that are now watching, or the 15-year-olds that are now watching, or the 20s or the 20-year-olds that are now watching. It's like Disney has to hit all aspects to continue this in this monopoly of movies. But Disney is going to try to do their best to hit every realm and give the fans what they want. I don't believe Disney can give us a Darth Vader movie that the fans of the 40-year-olds in anywhere around that 10 years or plus would want to see.
But here's the thing, and you guys are acting like, to me, that Star Wars isn't violent as hell anyway. Because if you look at it, I mean, Episode 3, he walked into a room and killed a
Right.
fucking school of kids.
Yeah.
Implied, we know they died, right? And they mentioned later on that he killed a bunch of younglings. That's
Yeah.
jacked the hell up.
No.
But
Right?
call me sick and twisted, but I wanted to see
I
it.
want to see it. I don't need to see it. Because here's the thing. I said
You're
then he,
sick.
Then he got burnt to hell, right? He got chopped up and
We don't
burnt
know
to
this
hell
guy
and
in line.
left to fry. You've seen
Yeah.
all this stuff. As a matter of fact, it was 2005, right?
Yes.
So my son was 4 years old, and I was like, I'm an asshole dad. Yeah, you can see it. But everybody else is asking, can my kid see it? I'm all, I don't know. It's kind of harsh. Back then, I was thinking for a kid, that's harsh. It was pretty rough. And this one,
So
you're
they-
saying
they
you want to see
started down
things
the
through
line.
people, right? We just went through Han, like straight through fucking Han.
Yeah.
Then we went through.
But
in
Han
the
killed
flat-
himself. So I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
That's a different discussion. Hold on.
Okay.
But then you see Kylo Ren going through the guy in the flashback and Rey. We see people getting cut in, cut through, cut around. Django got decapitated, and you see his decapitated get fucked off right there.
Yeah.
And you see when it gets hit off, the head goes flying one way and the helmet goes the other. We see that stuff, but you can't just show it because
You're sick.
then it's
Bootleg.
Well,
You're
okay,
sick.
okay, no, look
bastard.
at. Yes, I am sick. I'm very sick, but
End of the line.
look at
You seen Ted too,
all
right? You're
those.
the one that has it
all
clockwise,
those- yes,
counterclockwise.
yeah.
You're all
all these scenes that you're talking about. Yes, they happen, but if you noticed, the camera angles were at a point to where you seen like just a touch of what happened.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
That's
listen.
what he was
So then we
talking
get our Darth Vader killing everybody for Joey, but on every kill you're going to hear the famous scream.
Ah!
the Wilhelm
Yeah.
scream.
Yeah. On every kill. And that's going to make it okay. You get Joey's death, and then you get our scream.
Like, I mean,
I get you, bro. I
It is-
get you.
it is what it is,
You know
you know
what
what I
fix that?
mean?
And I hope if Disney's one of our 23 listeners, right? Check this out. I don't know why they're missing this boat in
Come on,
movies.
Disney.
You see how DC puts out phenomenal most of the time. The last couple aren't so great, but phenomenal animated movies straight
Yeah.
to DVD and Blu-ray. Why is Star Wars not doing that? Because this is when you bring things canon that you haven't seen yet. Because I've been asking for a Shadows of the Damn Empire animated movie since I don't know. when.
That's
Since-
exactly,
yeah.
yeah. DC, you're right. I talk about it in many podcasts. We have that discussion. DC nails it all the time
Yes.
with their animated stuff. That brings up a great point. If we had a Disney animated Star Wars section of
Whoa.
just like that, where it's no holds barred, Joey, you would definitely get your Vader.
For sure.
Imagine
Yeah.
the comics coming to life
For sure.
looking like that Vader. That's a good way. And Disney is probably one of our
'Cause you've
23
seen the Wreck
listeners
Shop in
because
Rebels,
of
right?
D23.
yeah.
Just doing that same exact animation, put him in. Oh man.
Don't put it past Disney. You guys, they sit around with groups bigger than this talking about, okay, well, what was successful in this, that, and the other.
But not smarter than this group. This group's smarter.
No, I understand you. I mean, if we can all tweet Disney and say, "Hey, listen, you guys need to put a cartoon out there for us." I mean, it needs to just
You
tell.
act like I haven't.
Look,
Let's go,
that's all
Darth Dad.
fine. That's all fine and dandy, but as long as they don't make him look like Aladdin and sound like Aladdin, like somebody.
I don't
I
get
love
what you're saying.
Aladdin.
Somebody like Ezra.
Aladdin's
Aladdin.
like Ezra. Ezra was there a long time
Dude,
ago.
they're identical. That's why they cut his hair.
But you know what, Joey? I expect that at the cartoon level. I know that you said their episodes or their spin-offs. At the cartoon level, I expect the Disney the flavor to come pouring through. I really do. But then the
course.
comics is where you can get violent and you can get crazy.
That's
The
where
books
Fanboy
you
Mike
get-
is correct, and
Yeah.
it hits everybody.
right.
We love it, kids love it, and
Yeah.
they can do that. If they
Correct.
went a DC route, and you know what, Chris, you're right. They would have to start a whole new production area, like
Yes, they would. Absolutely.
Disney something. You know what I mean? As far as calling it something, so that this isn't for kids.
Right.
This is for the adult kids. And why wouldn't they do that? We are now all adults who grew up with Disney.
Correct.
And
Yeah.
old, too, because if you literally technically grew up with Disney in the 50s when it started, then you're even older than us. And they would still be down with it. You know what I'm saying? So if they just broke off and called it something else. But with all this talk and all the spin-off ones, if Disney wants to get a hold of us, just let us know, because I have the ending nailed for that Pelagus movie.
Wow.
Because listen, if we get the shot of Leia and then Darth Vader staring and it went right into there, tell me that Pelagus doesn't end with bring her in and Skywalker comes just walking in. But that's all you get, though. You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden,
Right.
it cuts to episode 1.
Well, the best thing Disney can do in my eyes right now is take the Plagueis book that was written and put it on the table and go, this is now canon. Let's make a movie.
Or,
And-
or,
and- and it
or
could
just
be-
tweak it. Or just tweak it a little bit to make it, because it has to fit
There's a few
exactly
things- yeah, there-
what it is. Right, redo it.
Chris,
yeah,
you're right,
how
yeah.
we got back, what's the name?
Thrawn.
Thrawn, yes.
Yeah.
What they'll do is they'll, instead of PG-13, it'll be SW-17. Come on.
Nice.
SW-17.
Isn't that where it was Leia's cell block? No.
We're not going there.
I'm just playing here.
We're not going there, Chris.
I'm still jealous. I missed episode
Yeah,
2.5.
Her
sorry.
love quarters.
I didn't edit that out, didn't I? Oh, damn.
No, you didn't. But we laughed when you said you were going to.
Oh, well. That was fun, but...
All right, Moocher, what else do we got?
Well, beyond the movies that I want to see is that that nobody's really touched upon or nobody's really said anything is the old Republic era coming into canon. They made a Revan character in the Black Series toy. They made Revan. So my wish list is a Revan movie or an Old Republic movie. Bring that into canon, some way, somehow. They haven't even touched on it at all. We only have
Just give us a whole new movie of somebody new.
just an era, a whole
Yeah.
era of bringing it. Now they have rumored of the Knights of the Old Republic being redone, brought it up to canon speed, meaning Revan and Malik and all that storyline. Like I said, why would they make toys now of Revan if they're not thinking about bringing him into actual canon?
Going back to like early EU
3,000 years
legends.
before-
I'm with you on that. No, I started a generation, but let's do this. Go back just a few. Tell a whole the beginning of Star Wars. With the gas explosion flattening out, and then the new the worlds that are forming.
You want the beginning of the
Zells-
galaxy?
Not there
You
with
want
the
like the Big
Zells.
Bang.
Right? No, but just no. Just go there and then just move forward until you get until the story that you want to tell. So tell the Zells.
Well,
tell how they fought off the Tongs and for the planet that was now, what was it called?
I mean, Coruscant, when it before
Coruscant.
yeah.
Before it was Coruscant, it was back in EU.
I think the best, me personally, I agree. I like that idea, but I think the best you can ever do in a story is take an existing story and go right to a certain section and tell that. Already existing. That's why right in the middle of A New Hope, the first thing was we're right dab in the middle of a civil war. We don't even know anything that's going on.
No,
and then it tells a story
I'm with you on
forward.
that. It doesn't have to go into details of the characters. Just tell just a tiny bit, like maybe perhaps someone. With Rogue One, they were able to really go off the map of what Star Wars is to us and tell that
If you
story
go
differently.
too far ahead
I
or
agree.
too far back, you're going to get lost.
I'm with you on that. But just a little bit of narrative up until you get to the movie that you're looking for.
Like in Superman. Totally,
Nice.
Superman, right.
But yeah, you know what? A lot of that stuff's becoming canon because, again, in the books, right? They talk about the Mandalorian versus the Jedi, those kind of things, the old Republic stuff, right? So I mean, it's going back already. Just we don't have those stories yet. They exist in the old legends, but they're going to have to revamp everything because, again, this new canon flows extremely well.
Right. I just wanted to get it out there that I do want to see an Old Republic
I'd be
movie
down.
and stuff. So, you know what? Let's get into our very own lore master Darth Dad did an awesome review of the Aftermath book series on Facebook and Instagram, and I had read it myself, and the review is awesome. So, Chris, go ahead and just briefly tell everybody that they should reread those books again. I know you did last time, but
I'll do it every time because I'll have
Sure.
a review. I'll do a review for Bloodline this week.
Yeah,
so
good,
I finished
good,
that
good.
too. But the Aftermath as a whole, I did it as the whole trilogy because I didn't want to go book by book. Okay, because book
Right.
by book, it's killing it. It's 1,400 pages. But when you look at Aftermath and you look at it as a story, it is a good book. I gave it a lot of shit, and it does drag it down, and it is slow, but it does set up the entire after.
Now that you've
after
finished
Endor,
it, yeah.
right? Now that you've seen it all, and you see where the Republic is now, the New Republic, the Empire still exists. You can see the inklings of the First Order starting, even though it's not mentioned as the First Order.
Right.
You get to see people like Snap Wexley and understand that he has a backstory, and he's one of the main characters throughout the whole thing. And you don't realize he's Snap until probably in the second book. I can't remember where it was now.
Right.
But and then you get a Hux, and this is what I was actually telling my kids the other day when we were talking about it. Was General Hux to them bugs them because the speech he gives, right, in The Force Awakens, he's so over the top.
the Hitler speech, yeah.
Yeah, but you really understand where it comes from once you read the book and how his
Exactly.
dad was to him and how the kids were to him and how everybody was to him and how he was jacked up, lonely, and all these things, and he was given power over the other children. It goes into, how Finn was taken as a child. It goes into all that, and it started on Jakku. So it's a really good story. You get backstory on all these guys. Some of the characters were cool, some of them not so cool, but I mean there was the ex-Imperial, totally cool character,
Sinjir, yeah.
badass character.
Yeah.
I didn't need the part. I didn't need the sexuality. I didn't need
Right.
to explore it.
And that's, again,
I'm
that's
okay with it.
Disney,
It's not
yeah.
distracting when I know what he is,
Right.
but or how he feels. That doesn't bother me. But they really went. They went deep. Like I said,
Yeah.
3 chapters here with 3 different sets of relationships. Really deep. This
Right.
dude was horny
He's
as
a
hell
man
when
whore,
when
man.
he was writing this book. But
absolutely
that's besides that, great character, neat character. But all in all, you got to read all 3 books to really get it. But you have to read them. You do. Then you understand what's going on, and then it jumps from then. I mean, you're talking that's about a 10-year span, maybe not even that much when I look at it.
I
But a couple year span, right?
Yeah.
Without me pulling out that timeline and actually looking at it again, and then you go another 20 years to Bloodline.
Correct.
And when you go to
okay.
Bloodline, and before I do that review, right, that's really when you hear the First Order's name
Really? So Bloodlines
mentioned.
were
So it's 20 years. That's when I was talking about the long game earlier.
Yeah.
This is all the contingency, and it was mentioned in Bloodline, the stuff that was happening in Aftermath. They have this connected so well.
They do. And like, yeah, the one thing I want to add to your review on Aftermath is the importance of the Emperor's contingency plan that it's mentioned through Aftermath. If you don't know what we're talking about, it's again, read the books, but it really goes into Palpatine's master plan, and it doesn't end when he dies. It didn't even end when he became Emperor.
Yeah.
He had such a chess play being involved, and that's yet to be played out in the episode 8 and 9, which would be kind of cool if they really kind of brought that full circle back to even Snoke was as part of Palpatine's plan. The First Order is definitely part of Palpatine's plan, but you got to read the books to understand.
Yeah,
that.
and the children are
especially
part of
the children.
Palpatine's plan. You wouldn't realize all that, right? All this is set up early. He was set up in the case of his death at the Empire. Well, I'll let you read it.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
No, so guys, the review's up on our Facebook and Instagram, which is really cool. And if that doesn't get you excited about the books, then
Right, because that's the roughest read out of all of them. I've read all the. I'm almost done now with Catalyst. That's the last book in all this new canon that I haven't read, and every book is solid.
Catalyst is
Aftermath,
really good.
when you put it as the whole set, that's the slowest read. But
And if you guys got any questions for Darth Dad 77, Chris, hit us up on Facebook, and he's totally into it. Totally knowledgeable on the subject. If there was something you missed as you're reading it, or you felt another way, hit us up on Facebook so Chris can answer you and get it in there, or even a topic discussion on the next show.
For sure. Facebook, Instagram, hell, call me on my home. I don't care. Let's go.
He's ready to talk.
that
anytime.
might not fly. Maybe the first 3 calls, but after that, it's not.
No, then I'm cutting it off.
Anything else going on, guys, in the toy world or the?
We got a huge drop in the toy world
Okay.
as far as more information this week and news, and it's coming from GameStop. A list of pre-orders went out. So at the top of the list, we have our next Black Series, which was Qui-Gon, Lando, Imperial Guard, and then after that, things started getting a little crazy, and we got some name drops in there. First, there's a set coming out with Victor and his throne.
Victor and his throne, right?
And then Victor alone, and then some type of, what was it called again? The Black Guards, or the...
Let me find it.
And that's the
We
Black
had
Series, you
Victor Snoke and...
Right, exactly.
I didn't realize his name was Victor.
Now, as you're reading, Chris, and I thought this was you, and maybe it wasn't. Maybe I heard it from somebody else. But didn't you say that there was somebody behind the scenes, as far as in the Empire when the New Republic started, that was named Victor?
Oh, no, I don't remember anybody being Victor.
At all, there hasn't been no mention of a name Victor, like a guy.
Not
who
only the
rolled
only
with
the
somebody?
only the Star Destroyers, Victory class Star Destroyers, the closest thing of Victor.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And that's
I
it?
can't remember.
That's all I can think
All
of.
right. So supposedly his name is supposed to be Victor,
Yeah. There,
because who else comes with the throne?
so there was 2
But-
thoughts of that.
But weren't
Now
they code words? All
there
those
was 2
toys were
thoughts
code
of being
words.
Victor being the code word that they don't want to spoil, so just gave it a name, or is that like, hey, that's
Because I had that too.
Well,
I
here,
had that
other-
same post. that you
other
did.
places.
And we're talking
are-
about Snoke, guys. So the
Oh,
room,
I
we're
have
assuming.
the paper itself. I went to
Yeah.
GameStop and got it printed
Yeah,
to make
let's see.
sure to see what it said and everything. Now, this is where my theory debunks that, because of other places, yes, run into, they send out code words to them.
Right.
This had nothing of the sense. This was in a full pre-order
I
catalog
gotcha.
book with page after page of what's coming out. And to add it further is, there was about, God, Joey, like 50 pops on that list that they didn't even name. It just said Star Wars that are
Really?
coming out for pre-order.
Really?
Damn it.
And these,
Yeah.
exactly.
God.
And these, though, were labeled with a name, and it's action figure first, AF, and then what it is, and
So
then
we're
their
like-
SKU number.
Arnie, are those code names?
Oh, here
Is
it
that
is.
we're looking at with the Victor, or are you looking for? I mean, those are
No,
specific names.
Because you
I-
have
I
you
say
have a
specific
here
names.
they are here. It was after you go through the regular ones like we hear, right? Then you have Cool Beta, right? Which I think Cool Beta is Lando, because who else is cool in the
Who
universe,
else is
right?
cooler than Lando,
Because
right?
Han's dead and he's the only other cool one.
right.
Imperial Royal Guard, Cool Beta, Foxtrot, Blue Leader, which could obviously be a pilot. Then Victor 2 with Throne, like you said, and Guards of Evil, which I assume is
Cards
the
of Evil.
Guards
Those
of
are
Evil.
his.
No,
They're talking about he has his own.
Oh, see, you know how I was assuming that was Knights of Ren.
That's
No,
what I was about
because
to
it's a
say. It
4-pack.
probably might be
Right,
Knights of Ren.
4 Knights of Ren.
It's a 4. There's 7 Knights of Ren.
Well, it could be 4 on this one and 4 on another.
Okay, well, if
Which
you
is-
look at it,
including
it says,
Kylo.
This is why I'm saying this. Okay, breaking it down.
How you know
my,
there's 7?
In my toy world, it says exclusive next to it. So that's the only 4 you're going to get. You're not going to get the other 3 pop up at Target or something like that. You could, but this ain't exclusive. And how they're the Black Guards. There's already a leak saying that he does have 4 guards that walk with him constantly, where we're going to get his shot of Snoke. Like he's so what's that word, gaudy or whatever, where you're so like rich, gaudy, yeah,
because he's got the gold and the
exactly.
chains, and
That
he's
his
walking
place
like
is already,
Flavor
and that
Flav.
so that adds to the throne. I heard this throne's supposed to be very detailed and like that. Now, Cool Beta, Foxtrot, and Blue Leader supposedly goes into the next theory of. So we got this Hot Wheels shot of Kylo's thing. These are like fighters from the Resistance,
Could be, yeah.
who we're going to get, who's just easy to put out at the beginning. Because, see, this comes out before the movie. So we can't get...
spoilerish type
exactly.
stuff. Right.
So we know Snoke. So it's going to be just Snoke as a character. Like, maybe even it goes back, but maybe he may even be in not full figure form.
Right.
But like as a...
Holographic.
thank you. Holographic. Do you see
Snoke
what I'm
could be
saying?
small as Yoda. We don't know how big Snoke is.
No, he's supposed to be tall.
Yeah, 7 foot tall is what I heard. 'Cause I
Yeah.
had the same thing. I was thinking we were gonna get this little tabletop looking dude. You could throw him around and hold him, but no. Yeah.
The bio was leaked too, right? On that Victor, and that's why, or that Snow character. That's why you said 7 feet,
Yes.
because it does have a height on there.
Well, that
Or
and the
there
people
was
to
a-
control him is 2. It's a very tall guy, and then above that is the top torso.
That's what I heard. He's right.
Well, okay.
Well,
Because
All right.
in real, we're going to see a real Snoke. We're not going to see digital.
Correct.
everything.
Right.
We're going to see real.
Right.
And they're saying that's what it was. A tall guy walking around with still a top portion being used to control him. So
Well,
that's what I'm
that's
getting
crazy,
into.
man.
If
That-
you look at all of our other Force Friday releases, okay, so what we had Finn, we had Rey,
No lightsabers on any of them.
who else? Right, exactly. Until later it got released.
Would have had Poe.
So if this, and these are all for the Force Friday released, then that Cool Beta Foxtrot gives us, you got to think toy-wise also. For Hasbro,
Yeah.
they're just going to refurbish the suit that Joey likes to use in his picture, which, Joey, cool shot on the skeleton
Oh,
suit.
yeah.
I love
Thank
it.
you.
So, they're going to, Hasbro's just going to repurpose that. They're not going to make whole new molds. The one is probably Snoke. Yes,
Yeah.
being this Victor character. And maybe in the next trailer we get it, where somebody says Victor Snoke or something.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping for. That's why I don't take this as
Victor
far.
Snoke will I'll die.
Yeah, I know. Well, a real person, like before he became.
You're right.
Look, he's scarred.
Yeah,
Something
no.
happened.
Remember, he's
Victor,
supreme.
Jim, Bob, let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, remember, he's supreme leader Snoke at the Fort as we know him right now, and then he could have been this guy that was a
Some type of
befriended
leader,
and
maybe,
oh,
with his throne, and he's so gaudy already.
yeah, and
So that's why I'm saying this is hard to
so
say.
it could be a separate character, but it's the same guy. It's that
Exactly.
Palpatine emperor kind of thing.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go. And we get like a flashback to it.
Yeah.
Do you see what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
So this Victor character is going to be fine and perfect, and something happens that turns him into
That's
Snoke.
cool, man.
That makes
So
sense.
that's
Yeah.
why I'm saying I don't take these as code words as all. Coming from the toy world, they're going to repurpose. They're going to repurpose all of the figures. So that's a way easy use. Is okay. Pilot figures. Throw it out. Everybody loves pilot figures. We're going to have a new X-Wing show up anyways.
Yep.
Make it different because we already have Rey, Finn. Everybody's already pissed that those are still peg warmers sitting on the shelves right now that we can't get any new figures because those are still sitting there.
Right.
So their easiest way is, do you see any of the pilots sitting there? No, those are gone. Do you see what I'm saying? So they're
Yep.
going to repurpose this stuff, put it out there, just put it as, character 1, character 2, he's going to be called, this, and that's where those names come from.
Okay.
Right,
That
right.
makes
Is
sense.
what I'm thinking. And especially if this came from GameStop and a whole order list, if it was a Target and it comes up like that, or Walgreens does that and they like to just shorten it and break it down because of what's to come, then yeah, I would totally, what could this stand for? But it's like GameStop, this, like I'm saying, it was like in a 25-page manifest, all pre-orders, everything labeled.
Yeah, and they're not like abbreviated. It's written,
Exactly.
It is written out.
So bottom
It
line,
needs
if
to
you
go out.
really, really are interested in characters coming up, you pay attention to the toy industry.
Yeah.
Like really pay attention.
Well,
to
I was
the-
going to bring
the
that up
stuff,
to you
though.
guys as well. as well as we were talking about what could we see at D23 and our theories. That's just our
Right.
theories as a fan theory. If you want to really know what's going to come out, it does come to the toy industry. I mean, that's how Lucas
Comic-Con
started it.
and D23 around the same time, I believe.
And
so,
so what I mean is Lucas started that was when he bought all the rights to the figures and everything. That's how he made his millions.
Genius.
Exactly.
Right.
So with that being said, though, that's still done today as far as Disney and everything and Star Wars, because what figures can we pull out of this? How can we make more money than just a good movie?
Yeah, without spending a lot either.
Exactly.
So using the old molds.
So
Just
yeah,
like you
but
said.
I'm saying even new. So we got the new ones with Rogue One. We have those figures out there. It worked. You know, it's hard to get them because they're peg warmers. But that's where I was going to tell Joey we probably wouldn't get a Vader movie because we have so many Vader figures.
Yeah.
doesn't make sense in the merchandising part
In the
of it, so.
merchandising world.
Right.
Like
That
that goes to Chris's point of I already have Vader. I have Vader everything. I don't want
Yeah.
another Vader movie. So that's why. If we had a Vader movie, we have Vader toys. We have Vader ships. We have Vader shirts, hats. We already all had it. How would they make money off of a Vader movie?
Joey, your whole hope for a Vader movie is just fucked.
All because of a figure. Really.
But it's true though.
Yeah.
And
The most iconic figure of all.
yeah, and that
times.
comes from George Lucas, who started that. Honestly.
Okay, well, speaking of figures and GameStop, on my way here, I got a heads up from my boy Fallen Fit that there was a R5D4 sitting at the GameStop waiting for me. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to be on my way to the podcast, and I'm going to
Nice.
scoop this guy up. And
Nice find.
so I'm here to tell all you guys that if you're having a hard time finding these, if you're having a hard time finding these 40th anniversary Black Series figures, I just got a call from our kind Governor Jerry Brown saying that there was another release from prison.
Oh, shut up. Is this happening right now?
This is happening right now, dude.
Don't do it.
Our punk ass governor said
No.
we're on a budget, and R5D4 is
The
released.
prisoner release program.
Is on for what do you call that, for good conduct, and he got his motivator fixed, so he will be freed from his prison as we speak.
And you just went in, dude. That's brutal. Like,
Ah,
yeah, no lubrication.
Bootleg.
Nothing, just
And
went in.
that's exclusive as well.
bootleg.
He's
Oh, and his antenna's broke.
he is exclusively free.
Rocket launcher. Let's see it.
There's some tears going on right now, guys.
How? I mean, the
Motivator
backing.
is bent a little bit.
Dude, my stomach hurts.
So
Come on, bootleg.
dude, there is nothing wrong with freedom. He is free.
Joey's message is free your toys.
I've always lived by the motto of to play with your toys, to free your toys, to love your
No,
toys.
'cause Cheney's wrong, dude.
And
Exactly how I feel right
Cheney 180, that was for you, my man.
Oh boy.
Bootleg. I listen. The backing, the original backing. It's an original
gone.
character. You've
But look
It's
how
a top
nice
off. It's
that
an
figure's gonna look on a
exclusive.
shelf.
Look, it
Kenner.
says only a GameStop exclusive.
It
This
says-
is an exclusive. Are you
Kenner.
serious
Only on our
right now?
table.
Are you serious? And he opened it?
I'm throwing up in
why
my
would
mouth.
you do that? This is a $25 figure exclusive. It's going to go up, dude. This is just, oh my God. Live right now on the Sarlacc
This
Digest,
just
guys.
happened here.
Live on Instagram. Joey just
I'm having a hard
ripped my
time
heart
with
out.
this.
And Mike.
Yeah, these guys. There's definitely some tears. I'm happy for you, man.
I think
hey,
it's
high
phenomenal.
five right there. High five.
No,
I think it's
feel you.
phenomenal.
No, I don't.
Look at
Listen,
dude.
Vibes,
Everybody's
feels
agreeing
good.
with
vibes
Joey.
no like.
No,
Vibes
dude.
no
This
like
is, oh God. Why would you
It's just like, you know, when you see on those little animal channels when they rescued an animal and they say, you know what, you're ready to go out into the wild. R5D4, you're ready to go out in the wild and frolic, my friend.
No, it just looks ugly. You know what? I'm never calling you with a tip again.
That's right.
I'm never going to tell you that, hey, Joey, there's a exclusive figure out
He's just
there.
gonna open it.
Yeah, our friend Cheney 180 Toy Migos is on right now, and he agrees with you and saying excellent.
He totally concurs.
I'm calling bullshit. This hurts. This just hurts, dude. No, why would you do
Yes.
that? Look it. Look it.
Open.
It looks so just plain out of the box. It's crap now. It's not worth
Tell him,
anything.
Josh.
Crap now.
And look at that. What are you going to do? You just going to throw that away?
What's he's gonna do? He's gonna open the other 40 figures.
know what I'm gonna do?
Go with them.
do you want the rest? Do you want his back? His, his card?
What I'll do is I'll get the I have a R2D2 that I have from back in the day that I got from Burger King. And I'm gonna put it back in here.
And put him like
Put
that?
it in here like this, dude, and take them back. And say, hey, I want a refund.
Yeah, dude, no, you cut
God.
them and you cut the backs there and you save them. The back there with the card in the
Yeah, dude.
like
no
we did with our
way.
GI Joes back in the day, the bios.
This is bullshit.
So yeah,
Whatever.
Well,
Bad-
That was a surprise there, Joey. I'm
bad
kinda glad you
motivator
did
and all.
that.
I knew it was coming.
I hate it. Whatever.
Thanks,
I
bro.
grabbed his mic.
Look at it. It's just ruined. So, yeah, guys, if you want, search for the 40th anniversary. Just some info going on with the toys. Series 2 is hitting stores right now, and that's 2 Jawas, 2 Death Troopers, a Chewbacca, C-3PO, a Tusken Raider, and that should round out the 8.
And I'm
that's
buying
Series 2.
all those 8, and I'm gonna free all those 8.
No.
Of doubles. Don't give me that, Joe. You keep them in the package and you buy the other one to open up just so you can say, oh,
No.
well, I open all of mine up. No, you don't do that.
I get my orders directly from Jerry Brown himself, and he said to
He
receive.
said freedom.
Fives is calling BS on this one.
The views of this podcast are not necessarily the ones
Right.
of Joey.
No way. So yeah, guys, that's our toy news, man. It really hit home with giving us. I hope that it is true. If they are code words, then let's see what happens. But I'm sure as we get closer to Force Friday, which is an ongoing event now, and when these are supposed to drop. So
Yeah,
that
pay
was
attention.
our list first. Pay attention to that stuff. Pay attention if you have movie ideas and everything too. If you're a writer, an aspiring writer, and Star Wars is something that inspired you, you got to also think outside the box as far as marketing, because that's what they also
That's
look
a good
at.
point. I never even thought about that point of not the one of the reasons not to do a Darth Vader movie, because the merchandise already been out there, and
It could
I never
probably
even
be a
thought
great
about that. That
story.
would be an actual reason why Disney or any other company would not do a movie.
But see, that's where Darth Dad Chris's idea comes in, and we started a Disney Animation Company
well,
that does movies like DC.
as long
and
as you
just
hire me to
nails
draw
it.
for
Then
you,
they
I'm
look-
cool
then-
with it.
Oh,
Then the
definitely.
characters look different, right?
Yeah,
Then the figures
exactly.
look different. They're new molds.
Because so they could put out an old Vader, and just that's like side money to them.
Yep.
So they paid for this animation movie to be done, and now all the figures that are out there is just like pocket change. That's side money that gives them. So that's why the list was so important, because I think it's true. It gives us a heads up to what's coming out, and then it also plays into knocking down a movie idea way down because of it.
Right.
But that's what we got, guys. Check your stores
Cool.
for that Wave 2 hitting stores now.
Cool. Well, guys, thank you very much. I think we're going to wrap it up today.
Wait, aren't we going to talk about paper in Star Wars? Next
Paper
week.
is
next week.
Paper in Star Wars is coming, right? We saw it in the trailer. That's
paper
great.
everywhere now. Every damn book talks about paper and wheels. This week I read about wheels.
Oh no!
We know there were no wheels. In
Wait,
Star
one
Wars.
more, one
There was
more,
in, Clone Wars. A lot of wheels.
Weren't those just tracks and
Track.
one more thing for
Yeah, go
Black
ahead.
Series. So, was it every year we have a fan? What do they call it? The fan's choice.
Oh yeah.
Please, everyone, vote. Okay, we need this to happen. We need an Uncle Owen. We need an old Uncle Owen, dude.
Was it pre or post Stormtrooper visit?
Yeah.
Huh?
Pre or post Stormtrooper visit?
Both. They
Well,
come in a
you
dual
get-
set.
You get both of them with
Come in a
milk.
dual set, charred bones, and everything, dude. But I want
Fan
I
choice.
want the grumpy old Uncle Owen.
Yeah.
Okay,
Just
everyone
with that
vote.
face, that expression.
Everyone vote.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
beautiful.
5 o'clock shadow. Everything.
That's awesome. Now, you guys, send us your comments on toys that you want to see and book reviews. And actually, we want to hear about the movies, the next Disney Star Wars movies that you want to see and have them make. So Mike's going to tell you guys where you can find us to get a hold of us and tell us all the good news.
Real quick, I'll get into that. I did want to say a few fans out there had asked a couple of questions about what we'd like to see in the next The Last Jedi movie. Masco 187, he's hoping to see the Han Solo movie end at the beginning of Cantina. So Masco 187, we're giving you a shout out.
Who is this again?
Masco 187. These are just questions that some of the fans had asked.
Can we bash him?
If you'd like,
No, it won't happen.
because
Different actor, too close. Can't do it.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm
That
okay
is
with the
true.
new actor, but you can't make
age-wise,
it that
it's gonna be
close.
really
You
rough.
can't
It's
make
gonna
it
be
that
really
close
rough.
to episode 4.
Done.
Sorry, homie.
Bazana 999. He wants to see Lando Calrissian in The Last Jedi. He wants to see how he reacts to Han's death. Cool.
Yep,
I think we will.
I'm down with that. You are correct.
Hey, so you know what he would do, right? He'd
Go
get
ahead.
He'd get that Colt 45 40 ounce and pour it for the homie.
Yeah, that's exactly what he was gonna do.
You know what? He had a great story inside the Aftermath series when they do those interludes. A badass story where he was going to give Ben a present. And again, pick up the Aftermath books. The interludes are worth the whole.
He's
damn
gonna
read.
give Ben Solo.
Oh,
a
we'll talk
present?
after
A
it goes
present.
offline. I'll tell you what the present is.
Wow.
Yeah.
And last but not least, Copacetic wants to know, will Rey get her own saber? And if so, what color would it be? I mean, we can shoot that in, guys. What do you think?
I vote as white. She's going to get Ahsoka sabers.
I agree. I agree with our dad, dude.
The teaser poster had it blue, so it's blue.
Oh shit!
I say
That's 'cause it's
green.
Luke's.
I say green as her dad's.
That's hers. It's hers.
I say.
Oh,
No,
and while
it's
we're
green
on
like
that
your
topic,
dad's.
hold on.
Oh, no,
quick
no,
one.
don't.
No fives.
Okay, so hey guys, so go ahead and like and follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and
Who the hell last week on this damn quiz show talking about it's not Luke's second saber?
I crumble under pressure.
If you guys please go check out our episode
2.5.
2.5, our
Oh
May
my
4th
God,
special.
don't.
We had our great fun trivia contest,
Guys,
and
this
you'll
is-
see why the reasons we call Fanboy Mike Fives. That's his new name.
That's
So.
so messed up. You guys like and follow us on Facebook, Instagram. Follow Bootleg Joey 760 for your fig lovers, the Fallen Fit and Toy Amigos, and Raw Live Unedited, rawlivepod.com.
The Sarlacc Digest is in no way affiliated with Lucasfilm or Disney. We talk Star Wars, we live Star Wars, we breathe Star Wars. But the trademarks are properties of the respective owners, etc., etc. So, you lose! Good day, sir! I said good day!